It's time for another ride. Today is Friday, March 13th, which is rather odd. Just got off of work. About to go on a little scooter ride. Beautiful day today. And this was my first electric scooter, the Gotrax Rival. Well, part of it is and part of it isn't. This right here is all that's left of my first scooter, while the rest is brand new. Trying to make sure these people aren't seeing me talking to myself. But I'm doing a video, so it doesn't matter. They'll probably understand. Anyway, I've got 2 years of good use out of that Rival. My first electric scooter, it was a heck of a lot of fun. Old one was kind of worn out. So, yeah, just put it on here. Anyway, the other one was kind of worn out. And I got a refurbished from Gotrax to begin with. So, from this all right here is brand new. New battery, new motor, new frame, new tires, everything. So 36 volt battery. It's a 250 watt home motor up front. And what's interesting about this one is all the electronics are housed in here. So this has the motherboard, controller, and everything. So this is the brains of the machine. Battery is in here, and then you got your motor down there. No other electronics in there, so it's kind of an interesting design, even though it's more front heavy. So yeah, when you're braking on this, you really got to keep your weight back. Yeah. I'm about to get on a ride today. Top speed on this thing is about 15 miles an hour, 15 and a half, which is a decent speed. Beautiful day today. Glad to get out and ride. Heads up, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, it feels good to be out here after a long day at work. I had to get up super early this morning. I had to wake up at 6 to eat breakfast. I had to be at work at 7. Sorry about 5 o'clock now. So yeah, it's been a busy week, let me tell you. So if you're working a lot or very busy, you want to balance it out with some fun outdoor time and whatnot. There is a such thing as working too much. but it went by pretty smoothly, you know. Woof, woof, woof. Doggo just wants to bark, bark, and bark. So yeah, it's been a busy week, but I've been very blessed to have the opportunity to make differences in the world and get some cash flow as I work through college. And yeah, I don't regret it. Tell he's learning. My mom used to skate a lot when she was growing up. Roller skating. She and my dad did some rollerblading back in the day. That was before I was born. It's been a long time, so I don't know if they'll ever get back into it, but I don't know, now that they're pushing 50 with my dad, about to be 60. Yeah, my dad is, you know, incredible. I mean, he's fast on a bike. So I'm glad to have good parents who are, you know, healthy and able to do a lot of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. Squeezing one in after work. These trees you see here should start blooming in about a month. So on a previous rival setup I had with this, I was barely able to cover the entire trail. I mean, I've had that thing for 2 years and it was refurbished. I can tell that battery may have had a bit of degrading going on. I mean, I'm already down to the 3rd bar now. But you know, the bars, it's not really a percentage, it's going by the voltage of the battery, because as you ride, the voltage goes down a little bit. I weigh around 115, 120. 250 watt motor. If you're heavier, it's going to struggle up hills a little bit, but flat ground, it gets you up that top speed in no time. So yeah, everything is new on this except for the handlebar assembly, the brains. So yeah, I sold everything else. And I got a new set for it. It was stupid cheap, so figured it was time for a rotation to reset all the wear and the use back to zero. It's actually a pretty smart move. My dad's actually going to have to think about doing that before too long with his mountain bike. And we're getting ready to see wood there before too long, the framing. So he has a specialized World Cup Epic. And it is a mountain bike that is specifically for racing, period. It is a racing mountain bike. It's been a great bike. I've only ridden it a few times, but I have a Trek. Yeah, he loves that bike, but as old as that bike is and how hard he rides, it's thinking about getting a 2026 World Cup. And you know, this is the last year that Specialized is actually producing or making the World Cup. So those bikes are not cheap, so he's kind of deciding about that right now. I mean, those are some high-end bikes. They're not cheap, but you know, it's better to actually ride and get outside than just not do anything at all and sit inside. Because you know, riding is good for your health. Even on a little e-scooter, it's still better than doing something like playing video games all day. Even though you do get more exercise on a bike. That's why I will always ride a normal bike. E-bikes are cool and they're a lot of fun. But I will always have a normal bike, especially a mountain bike. So filming with the GoPro today. I still need to upload that video I did on my one wheel yesterday. This will be my thumbnail. While I'm waiting on the turn. windy. Not bad though. So yeah, if you let go of the, if you hold the throttle for like 10 seconds, go into cruise control. You just hear a tap the throttle or hit the brake to turn the cruise off. Let's go fly down this hill. I recognize him. Turn it off. Now we zoom in. It's nasty down there, so I'm gonna go this way this time. After it rains, it gets a little nasty down there for a while. No cars coming all the time. There's a deer. I do not want to get hit by a deer after a long day at work, let me tell you that. Especially on a new machine. roller skate park. Quite a bit of people out here. A car up there backfiring. It means his camshaft and his crankshaft are not in tune. Some people intentionally do that. There's a lot of people out here.
See that moment?
Well, where you're going, kiddo? A lot of kids on bikes. I know how some of them don't wear helmets. If you're under 16, you gotta wear a helmet in Georgia, state law. But even if you're over 16, you're still smart. See, I'm wearing one right now. I'm gonna squeeze by you on your left. Thank y'all. Hey there, kitty. I couldn't tell what scooter that was. Looks like a generic one. Off Amazon, I guess. Yeah, I see those all the time. I'll tell you more about that after I get going here. So if you look down here, they're building another mini park over here. I can't remember what that's going to be. So I'll kind of leave a title saying what that's going to be. There's the railroad track. This track is actually pretty busy. I've seen a handful of trains come by here. A bunch of them had a lot of Amazon pallets, so if you're in Newnan and you order anything on Amazon, it might have ended up on that railroad. It's actually pretty interesting to think about the way all that works. A generic one. See if Mr. Kitty Cat is still up here. Nope. I'm not a pet guy by any means, but I know they are wicked fast.
Good job.
I've seen videos of them with a cucumber. They think it's like a snake or something, and they just yeet across the house. I mean, it's that could be funny. I mean, pets can be funny. I mean, owning a pet is definitely not my thing, but that's just me. Although a lot of people do like to have pets. One example would be my aunt, who I was talking about. If her mom died. Heads up, sir. Coming up on you. watched my last video, I was talking about her mom and dad last week. She is a pet mom. She only has one dog. But I see her posting or sharing a lot of posts about lost dogs in the area on Facebook. So I can kind of tell. And you know, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who have that connection with their pets. And I get it, but it's just their thing, and let people do their thing, you know. Alright, I'm down to 2 bars now. The whole trail is about 4.5 miles. So this is the link trail pathway in Newnan. It does cross a lot of roadways, so you gotta kind of think about that as you ride. Not many long stretches, but it's still fun to ride, especially the rolling hills. Smelled some weed back there. It's probably that lady back there. I don't know. Definitely a good day to ride. I'm not noticing any pollen, but it's only gonna get stronger. Although the rain kind of helps keep it under control, but still, it's gonna stick around for a little while. This time of year is definitely no fun for allergies for many people. But it doesn't really bother me that much. I'm just running my nose. But when I was a kid, it kind of got me a little bit. I've had some really bad allergy attacks before as a kid. So when I was in Port St. Joe, this is when I was like 4 or 5 years old. Something on the beach. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it was a really bad allergy thing. I wouldn't say it was super terrible, but bad enough to the point to where I had to ride an ambulance. Took the hospital. I think I was just given some medication to make it go away. Yeah, I remember. I think I kind of remember that was no fun. And then, yes, I do have an egg allergy. Egg and shellfish. So I really can't eat much seafood, especially shrimp and shellfish. I did get tested a few years ago, and I was still allergic. Because I was thinking about maybe trying some new restaurants and such, but the test has proven that I'm still allergic as of a few years ago. I see this old gentleman out here running all the time. Anyway, so yeah, the fact I'm allergic to egg is kind of a bummer because I also can't eat a lot of Italian stuff, especially lasagna that my mom and I make, because most lasagna out there actually has egg in it. So I'm kind of missing out on that, but thank you. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can always make lasagna at home, just without egg. And then there's a lot of pizza out there that has egg in their crust as well. So if I want to go try a new pizza place, I have to call them beforehand, check and make sure that they don't have any egg in their crust. And luckily, many pizza places don't have egg in their crust. So if you're someone who's allergic to eggs like me and you're looking for some good pizza, there's actually a lot of good options out there. And pretty much all the pizza places here in town, in Newnan actually. I know about Your Pie, I know about Johnny's, I know about Nuke's over there. And then there's some pizza places downtown, all of which do not have egg in their crust either. Also eat at Pluso's in Columbus. And yeah, there's all kinds of other pizza places I've been to. Car got that rap music going. That was a very common thing in high school. All the dudes would, some of the dudes would pull up, leave with their music blasting. There was one guy who was kind of dimmering his subs or subwoofers in the parking lot. Yeah, his sub sounded really good. 2 12-inch subs and Those are probably long gone right now because I think they upgraded over time. But yeah, you can literally feel it. It's kind of cool how you can feel it in your chest. And that's just the raw power of music. I mean, music's awesome. And actually, you do have two 12-inch subs. I got them when I was 16. I still have them, but I keep them in storage since I'm not driving around as much as I used to. Because I mainly had them for, you know, showing off in high school and all that. I still have them, so if I wanted to, you know, crank the tunes a little bit, I could still do that. Well, a lot of those rap songs have some pretty strong language. I don't feel comfortable blasting that language in public. So if I wanted to blast, if I wanted to crank up my music in public, I need to make sure it's music that doesn't actually have that strong language. Because I think people can get tickets for that, for stuff that goes against noise ordinances, especially when it has strong language. So you may want to be careful about that. But in certain areas, it's usually not a problem. Still at 2 bars. Is that electric brand? I think that's the Expedition. So that's a cargo e-bike. Take your kids along for a ride in it. 5 kids, that would not be a bad idea. Really, they should learn how to ride themselves. Sometimes parents want to take their kids on journeys. Yeah. See that guy out here all the time too. Excuse me. Hey there, buddy. Yeah, I'm still hanging on at 2 bars. That new battery definitely makes a difference. Because after this exact same route, the battery is already dying. And we're still at 2 bars. I had to swap my battery. There's not light trail, part of it. There's your info. Yeah, it was closed for 24 hours after it rains. Yeah, we don't ever ride mountain bike trails right after it rains. I'm gonna give a thumbnail. This would probably be another good thumbnail. Okay. Might as well keep riding. Just really want to see how much I can actually get out of this battery compared to the last one. From one charge. Plus I want to spend that time outdoors. Now that the time's changed, so we got an extra hour of daylight. So I'm inside working all day. So why not? Yeah, especially if people have dogs, that's probably where they're coming. Because I know some dogs will just snap. That's where the bell can really come in handy. Sorry, riding the whole trail. I'm doing more of it, and it's still going. About 2 years out of that other one, and this is a new one that's newer, so I can notice the difference. And this hill will probably end up let this guy take his time on his bike. Yeah, it's on the first bar now. Battery's about done. It is definitely slowing down. Actually, I'm gonna head back and ride some of the neighborhoods when I have time in Jeeps. Gotta be careful on this downhill here. Here, I gotta be head on a swivel. The second bar came back. See, I'll probably do what I did yesterday. I'm gonna warm me up. I don't wanna. Okay. Yeah, I don't wanna scare people. She had her headphones in, so it's kind of hard to let them know. So if you see anybody wearing headphones, you should probably chill out a little bit. Love looks. People do that on bridges all the time. So what they do is a couple, or guy and a girl, who get engaged. They usually take a padlock, put it on the bridge, lock it there, and then they toss the keys. Which actually signifies that they're a permanent bond or relationship. Kind of interesting. Alright, she's slowing down now. Good thing about this for a bike is that you can pretty much ride it back home. The battery does, but one wheel, it's definitely no fun. Yep, there it goes. It was a good ride. Yeah, not too long ago, I was out riding my one wheel, not knowing that I was at 10%. I was about to hit my destination. I was about 4 miles in. So I was carrying a brick 4 miles, and that was a lot of fun. So I gotta make sure I don't come even close to being low on charge when I'm on that thing, because it's got to be on and energized in order for you to ride it. Otherwise, you have to carry it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. When on a bike or a scooter, you can pretty much ride it back. Especially on an e-bike, I can pedal myself if I had to, since I have the legs for it. So, not really a problem on those, but yeah, the one wheel, not even close. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get on home and eat some dinner. Going to grab some grilled nuggets from Chick-fil-A with some roasted potatoes at home, and then just chill out. I do work tomorrow, but I am off on Sunday. Parents and I'll probably go on a bike ride or something. But I'm off tomorrow soon enough to go out to dinner Saturday night, etc., etc. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And y'all have a good one. Take care.